Hey everybody, hope y'all are doing alright. So, for me, I'm a 35-year-old man. I'm going to be 36 come August. Now that I've been working for the past, couple of weeks, whenever I start, I don't know, not whenever, but part of the thing that seems to go along with me when I start working is, I really start thinking about, why I'm working, first of all, and then when I start thinking about that, it goes back, to things, I think it's good to try to reflect on the things that motivate you to work, and that you look forward to working for. And a lot of my life, it's been supplements. It's been supplements. A drug is a supplement. It's supplementing you to help, to help or hurt you as you're going through shit, and a little bit can do a little bit of alleviation or, alteration, and a lot of it will do a lot. And my life, I've had the need or desire to, to consume a lot of things to alter my perception, because the way I came into this world and what my perception turned it into, or what I turned into, or however it came about, it's just always, I've just never been the type of dude to go along with trends. I've always had a rebellious nature towards trends, and even talking about them, just, shooting the shit with people, like, I've just always been more focused on deeper things, deeper aspects of life, heavier questions that require just heavier questions. They are what they are, they require what they require. But, when it comes to like finding a woman, and a wife, like for me, I haven't been in a relationship since I was 19 years old, so, oh man, it's a long time. It's, sometimes I still feel like, I don't know, just when you try to imagine somebody who could, be with you for the rest of your life, or even just to have a good, boyfriend and girlfriend relationship, it's hard for me to, find people even kind of close to like something that I think could really be compatible to me. It's challenging. I haven't gone out to bars or anything and really seek things out very, I haven't put too much attention into seeking out in the physical, like as far as going out to bars and going to places and things of that nature, which is why I like the volunteer idea. I thought that might be a good idea, because it's, I've never really volunteered like for a specific organization before and put myself into that type of an environment and see what happens. And not, I don't even know if I will. Just time, I'd like to do it, but I got work right now, and then on top of work, I need to start, or not start, but I need to continue working on the project. It's something I really love to do. I love that I can use my creativeness and, inspiration. It's something that I think is going to help humanity and myself, because this whole project that I'm working on, it's the perpetuation of a whole new perception of living. And just to tie it back into dating and all this stuff, like I think, part of the reason why I haven't even had much of a desire to really go out there, like I see bars all the time. It's like, oh, bar, but I'm still not compelled. Like I try to imagine what, that situation would look like me get ready to go in the bar, and it just doesn't feel right to me. I don't know what the hell it is. Maybe that's just my own. Maybe I'm getting in the way of myself. Maybe that is what I need to do. I haven't really been in a drinking mood, so I don't feel like really drinking or So, I mean, that takes, that's the thing too, like socially, like other than a bar, like where's somebody supposed to go to socially have fun? It's the one thing about bars, they're these places you can just go and like you go there most of the time. People are going there to socialize, to have a good time, to meet people, to talk, which I like. I like that it offers that outlet, but I don't like how in this society that we live in, when you're an adult, like that's the adult thing to do. That's where we get our socialization from is by going to bars. That's why I like the idea of this, creative congregation center, because it could be a place where people could go and socialize, congregate, do all those things, but they wouldn't have to, it's not just a bar. Like there'd be a whole a whole lot of different things that you could do there. Areas where it's just activities based, very activity based, or just areas where people just talk. They could drink coffee, they could have tea, they could not drink anything at all, or they could drink alcohol if they want. But I think that there's other people like myself who just don't feel all that comfortable and just don't feel all that good about the normal way we go about socializing. And so, like, again, for me, like, I think that what I found, like, the type of female that I think would be compatible for myself and what I really love is somebody who's really down with fighting this righteous fight, who really would love to help. Just, creation, like people coming together, like that's a very creative. When a man and woman come together, they create life. That's what perpetuates this human existence. So in a couple, like if your couple were together and they had their minds and hearts aligned on a similar goal or project, I think that could be really powerful, and I think that because I know how diehard I am about it, I don't like having any type of requisites, but I think that it might kind of be like that. Like I might really need to have somebody who's super down with just changing the world, all the way through, from all the little bullshit problems to the bigger problems, because, it's all, you're only as strong as your weakest link, so we really need to just iron everything out, take a look at everything, because it all has a place and a purpose. And that sounds like a lot of work, and it is a lot of work, but that's the only way it's going to get done. There's so many problems in America and in the world in general. When there's that many problems, again, I think it's imperative that you look to the root cause of the problems. And to me, the root cause of the problems is people are living a life that's not aligned with their soul. It's not aligned with love. It's not aligned with God. And instead of it not being aligned with God, we've now aligned ourselves, to whatever level of awareness you are, to something that, in my opinion, is wicked. And I think there's those that are aware of its wickedness and even relish in its wickedness. And I think there's those that know how fucked up it is, but they have no other alternative to live. So they continue to work these jobs and do these trends and blah, 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 because they just don't see anything else for them. And, right now there really isn't anything else other than you going off and being, essentially what I did, just being a homeless person living, off of whatever you can live by, and, that being your existence. It's a very lonely existence. It's very tiresome. It's not really all that fun. There's aspects of it that are fun, but, I think we're social creatures, like socializing, doing stuff in groups and together and with somebody else, like that's a healthy part of life. And so when you go and you choose to ostracize yourself, you are disassociating from that which is healthy and that which is like kind of almost like a required, like socializing is very important, man. When you lose your ability to socialize and you lose your, access to socialization, in my experience, it does not do very good things for the individual. So, I'd love to help develop an idea and a project and a whole way of living that helps transmutate the way we do everything, and, a lot of that has to do with the way we socialize with each other and the type of things we talk about, when we socialize, and where that attention is going to, is it talking about just, mundane, 9 to 5 things like your work and fucking clothes and fashion and gossips, which seems to be a lot of the talk of today based on my experience, and now I've been spending more time, working with other human beings. So I have the ability to listen to what they talk about. And a lot of it is just kind of, like I said, just that same kind of mundane, like, oh, this is going on in my life. And, this celebrity, this musician, this, movie, whatever have you. But if we could, develop a place that helped gear people's attention towards like things that are fulfilling to their soul, towards love, towards God, these are all types of things that are going to help us move into a different perception. And, I try, like I said, I think just for myself too, like, maybe I'm not going to find a woman. Like, I'm starting to consider that possibility too for my life. It's just like, maybe it's just you can branch off too far from the tree, and you can become you can become this very unique, but also very isolated branch to the tree that, isn't able to really find a high level relatability with anybody else or any other branch because they've spent so much time growing in their own way, in their own light, and they've chosen not to, integrate other people in their growth. So now, like, they've grown very strongly into this unique thing that's so far off and unique in its own different way that sometimes I feel too far off to be, even able to relate to another female, to a female, even to other men to some degree. I mean, I can talk to Pops and, but Pops, like, that's the thing you guys, you guys don't know because you never met him, but he's the coolest cat ever, man. Like, he's so cool. He's so sociable. He gets along with everybody. I mean, unless you piss him off, or he's still gonna love you though. Like, he's still got mad love for everybody, and he's cool as shit. I mean, he gets along great. He's like the coolest cat I've ever met. He really is, But he's, from, I don't know his whole, story. I don't know all of the different, moments he had in his life that shaped him to be who he is, but based on my experience with him, he was very well fluent with socializing and had a very healthy, large social group that he interacted with all the time. So, even, he's just somebody, yeah, I mean, when I think about people I'm relatable to, like, he comes up and a few of my friends come up, but, it's still hard for me to, just find somebody that I could really just feel comfortable talking with, and not only just talk with, but also like move, in a similar way with. So yeah, anyway, I don't know. I just saw that, Taylor Budd dropped a video and he was expressing a lot of things going on in his life and how he is, why he is the way he is and his perception and things that trigger him. And, it's good to see. I like seeing people that are open with what's really going on inside themselves. Because that's key. Like, this whole thing is that we have to change our perception, but we all have molded our own individual perception that's different than everybody else's. And I think if we're ever going to get on the same type of page with something, then we need to first, acknowledge what type of perception we have right now and be honest with it and share it with the world so that other people can see where we're coming from. And by us continuing to share our perceptions and speak on, things that we've learned with our perceptions that are good and that are bad, we can all kind of figure out, the best way to go about shaping this new perception. So yeah, I haven't been making videos very often, and I still, I don't have as much of a desire to express things as I did. There was a person whom, I used to express things with, and she would express things, and it was kind of like just somebody else to talk to, about shit that's going on in my life, and I don't have that anymore. So it has left me less motivated to share. But it's good to share, and it's like I said, it's bad for me. I find it bad and unhealthy when I'm not able to share and when I just keep things closed up and, out of sight. So I don't want to continue being like that anymore. And I would like to find somebody, but I also got to be honest with myself and just know who I am and where I'm at. And, and there is an old saying that my friend used to tell me, like how legends, legend, I'm just saying, just people that are different, that make big changes in history and life. Like a lot of them don't really find love, don't really find a partner to be with for their life because they are so different. That, that the amount of, just to be something that changes things in a really huge way, like you yourself have got to be extremely different. You have to be very strong and stable in this particular, piece of information you're trying to share with the world. And because of that, it can be hard for them to get along with others because they have to be so different than everything else. Because if they were more the same as everything else, they wouldn't have anything, different to offer. So it's in that difference that they find their uniqueness, which allows them to make really pivotal and powerful changes. But they wouldn't be able to do that if they didn't have all the quirky fucking weirdness to them. So it's an essential part of being who I am. And, I know the more I put things in my side of myself that suppress that, the less I'm letting it grow. And the more I'm kind of killing myself and my soul in a lot of ways. So it's not good, but at the same time, it's not easy being so different and, being, vocal and forthcoming with your differences and knowing that you're going to get a lot of ridicule or a lot of people that don't understand you or not really many people that are going to be able to relate to you, but that's okay because that's just the way you were made. So, yeah, anyway, sorry, I know my voice is kind of hoarse and scratchy, so it doesn't really sound the best, but I thought I'd just share something with you guys today. So, all right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.